on the induction the dearest friend I ever had into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Rob, who knew the entire world of music knows George Michael, and his inclusion into these Hello Brains. He placed great importance on the recognition of his work and his talent by his peers and his public, and affirmed his belief in that which made him the artist and the person he was. George and I grew up together in an exceptional friendship. It was ever thus. Our youth was lived in each other's pockets as good as brothers, and along the way from schoolboys to adults, we achieved, as WHAM, our burning boyhood. WHAM was the realisation of everything I had ever aspired to, and the realisation for George that stretching before him along a gilded and infinite path lay his destiny. I shan't overegg the pudding, but the sheer breadth of his achievements demands a great tally. Over the course of his career as George Michael, and as the not quite so good looking one in WHAM, he sold over 155 million records and had 13 number ones in the USA and the UK alone. He won a myriad of major awards worldwide, and equally meaningful to him were the duets he sang with those fellow artists whom he so revered. Elton John, Whitney Houston, Paul McCartney, Aretha Franklin, Queen, Mary J. Blige, and Tony Bennett. That's quite some more. George considered his talents in descending order as those of songwriter, producer, and singer. However, whilst his songs and recordings brilliantly convey his visceral sense of the ecstasy and pain that life occasions, it was the breathtaking beauty in the way he delivered that sense that, in my opinion, was his greatest gift: his voice. George was one of the greatest singers of our time. His voice was sublime. It expressed both strength and vulnerability, qualities that resonate throughout his outstanding songwriting. It was the expression of his soul that made harmony, of raw, unfettered emotion. It had the power to send one soaring with its joy and to make one weep with its pain. It brought healing also. His beauty gave balm and succour to the listener. His pain healed ours, and his grace gave hope. His achievements were not solely confined to his music, they were personal too. His compassion was as deep as it was compelling, and it inspired some of his most touching acts of humanity. He was once described as a closet philanthropist, and it's true. That as a fierce and private man, he sought no plaudits for his many anonymous acts of charity. He felt his fortune in life obliged him. In 2019, after a book signing tour, I met the husband and wife whose son had been born as a consequence of George's magnanimity and kindness. He had funded anonymously their IVF treatment, a fact they discovered only upon his death. It hadn't worked, but she told me they'd conceived shortly thereafter on the day George died. That day was Christmas Day 2016, and the effervescent little boy she and her husband brought along for me to meet, they'd named George. George Michael left for us and for posterity a magnificent body of work. Its descriptions of life's triumphs and tragedies are unmatched in their poeticism and dignity, and it stands as a resounding memorial to his gifts. It is fitting that his name is now formally counted here amongst the immortals. However, perhaps his most glorious legacy is carried in the hearts of those whose lives he and his music touched as he trod that gilded path. Thank you.
I just want to read this quote that we wrote this song.